What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of College Hill Celebrity Edition. Okay, first of all, they put the title wrong, so I had to go back and I had to retitle the last week's episode to what it was, because last week's episode was actually the title for this week's episode. I don't know how they mixed that up, but that's what they did, so I just went on ahead and changed it so it won't be no confusion. So that's what it was. But this video ain't gonna be long. The episode was only 37 minutes, and most of it was them doing a little mock trial. And all I'm gonna say is this for this part. Well, that's not all I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna just say this initially. Ray J, oh my God, it's hot up in here. Why is it so hot up in my workroom? Anyway. Ray J, okay? Ray J is a fool. Now, there comes a time and a place for clownery. It comes a time and a place to have fun. But when you are in school, when you are in the classroom, unless that classroom is a comedy class and, very lax like that, and you're not doing anything serious, it is the time for you to actually act like you got fucking sense, okay? So they get ready to do the mock trial. And I'm just gonna skip around some stuff. They're getting ready to do the mock trial, and he did not show up when he was supposed to show up. Okay, so now Frida is a little worried about what's going on, because the last time we saw him in the last episode, they was on their way to the school, and that's when we found out, girl, I'm sorry, y'all. I got something in my tooth. That's when we found out that, Ray J was out there playing around with Trump, okay? He was out there playing around with Trump and Kodak Black. And so, they're a little peeved about that. More so, not because it's Trump, but I'm pretty sure they had an issue with that too. But more so about the fact that you literally said that you were going out of town to take care of family business, to make sure everything was okay, to get your head on straight, but yet you are out here and being photographed and videoed at an event for somebody else, and a politician, and being with other people that you said that you weren't being with. And it's just going to show that you're not taking this seriously, okay? Granted, this may be something that you need to do to get up out the house, understandable or whatever, but if you signed a contract to be here and to participate, you need to put your all into it. Or you need to go and you need to talk to the people that you signed that contract with, and you just say, listen, y'all can keep the rest of the money, or y'all can do whatever legal process y'all need to do, but I'm just gonna have to bow out, okay? Because this is not working for me right now. I'm not mentally there. I really don't need this money. I really don't need the exposure or whatever. So I'm just gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? You could have literally pulled the Stacey Dash, but no, he left his people in a lurch, okay? So when they do that, right, baby, let me tell you something. I would have cussed his ass clear out. Frida better than me. Frida is so much better than me, because I will say this. I'm not gonna lie. The shit was funny. But then once the laughter gets put to the side, and because you're not actually in it, it's because we're watching it, it's funny. But when you're just thinking about yourself sitting there and having to wait for somebody to show up, and putting your freaking project in jeopardy. Now, what if this was something that was like business-wise that, was outside of a classroom that was going to get you money? You would have showed up on time then, okay? Frida had to do the opening statement for her client. She was defending the cop, which was supposed to be Dream Doll. The prosecutor, or no, they were the prosecutors, okay? And then, were they the prosecutors or was they the plaintiffs? Either way, Frida was defending Dream Doll, the cop, okay? Then, what's her face? Nene and Slim Thug, they were supposed to be the defendant for Lamar, or whoever it was, the guy that got killed. And Lamar was the witness that was with the guy that got killed, the black guy that unfortunately got killed. That's what he was supposed to be, their little special witness. And I think India was supposed to be a special witness as well. But at the same time, Slim Thug got up there or I should say Big Slim, he got up there and he gave that opening statement and got everything wrong, but said it with so much confidence, I mean, he was just so lax, like, yeah, so we talking about Mr. Edwards. Baby, it was Mr. Gray, Officer Gray. I said, what? Frida was like, I'm finna tear this thing down right here and now. Baby, when I tell you Frida got up there and did her thing, Frida was the only one that truly took this shit serious, because mama didn't have to look down on the paper. Mama said, mama was sounding like a real lawyer. Mama was sounding like a real ass lawyer up there for a second, at least a TV lawyer, because she said, first of all, we not here for this person, we here for Officer Gray. Second of all, the dates were wrong, Third of all, this happened, and you did. And I mean, when it came time to do the cross witness, to ask the questions, Mama was on it, And then, Mama was on it so much that Nene kept on objecting. I object. Miss Judge was like, what you objecting to, girl? And you ain't gonna overtalk me, all right? So that was that. That was funny to me. I would have been cracking up in that class. I wouldn't been able to keep a straight face, But in the midst of this, here comes Ray J. Ray J shows up. He's not dressed properly. And it was just really irritating. It was really irritating because you knew what the day was and you knew that you needed to be here. And then when you showed up in your street clothes, regular everyday clothes instead of your business attire that you were supposed to show up in. And mind you, you said that you had the suit in the car. So why didn't you put the suit on before you showed up? And then when you get there, they have to go into a 10-minute recess so he can go get dressed. You come back in, you're trying to read our papers and all this stuff and just being a goofball and then getting upset because Frida went on ahead and did the closing statement instead of you. Talking about something, I would have did it so good. I'm mad as fuck. I'm sitting here like, no, you wouldn't. You would have messed the shit up. Even Dream Doll did good. When they put Dream Doll on the stand and she did that whole thing where she started crying or whatever, that shit was funny. And it was like, why is she up here crying and everything? Now, I know she been doing and going through shit. Girl, come to find out, which we already knew. We figured this out already. It was an act that Hunt and Frida put on, because they was acting like this was a real trial. And that is exactly what them cops, go look at the last couple of, at least the last trial with the last cop, especially that Kim Porter lady, she wanted to start crying on the stage and on the stand and all that stuff. It was very much giving that tease, and so that's what won them over. They wind up winning, well, one of the charges, the first charge, I think, pleading not guilty, ended up being not guilty to second-degree murder, but guilty to the cause of the murder or something like that. So, it was like they lost one, won one, So it was like even on both sides. Both sides did a good job for what they had. Ray J was just so... he was just irritating. And at this point, it's not funny. It's not funny, especially when they got back to the house, he's all upset and in his feelings. And then when Frida finally talked to him or whatever, Frida was like, we not finna do this. And everybody was saying he needs to know when to shut the fuck up. I mean, he was in there throwing a tantrum like he had to get sent out. When they say be held in contempt and, remove this person from my court, that's what the teacher had to do because he up in there throwing a tantrum because he couldn't get a closing argument. I wouldn't trust you to do no closing argument at this point. I don't know what you're about to get up there and say. Meanwhile, you get thrown out, and then, when Frida finally talks to him, he making up excuses about the reason why he wasn't there. Yeah, I was finna go down there. I had to go see my peoples. Then I had to go to Trump, you know what I'm saying, kick it with Trump. I was at his house because I was doing some stuff, working on his campaign. I said working on his campaign. I had to bring Kodak there because he the one that got him out. Okay, that's fine, but y'all dick riding now. And I just was like, Jesus. But on the one hand, I guess he cool with Trump because of some business initiative. But again, that would not be the person that I want to go to for some business advice. Granted, I see he got a little empire, but do we know the real numbers of how much he has now? With so many bankruptcies underneath his belt and all the... Girl, he about to go to... I ain't gonna say he about to go to jail, but they finna investigate him. So that's your friend still? Okay. And when he said it was I was working on his campaign. What campaign? Is he really finna try to run next year? What is it, 2024? Y'all sing Real Housewives. That was the best part of Real Housewives last week or this past Sunday when Kenya put that sign down. That was funny. That man was pissed and he was trying not to show it. I said, sir, we see it all on your face. Okay. I seen it as soon as they walked in the door. But I was just like, it was just irritating. And then he making up excuses about the reason why he came late. You know, I was on this airline, but then he got delayed. So I went to Southwest and then it was this lady and then it was this and then it was that. It was like, just say you fucked up. Okay, just say you fucked up and you wasn't taking this shit seriously. That's just all you need to do. Okay. After that, they went to a basketball game. It was nice to see Lamar in his element. You know, he was helping out with the coaching and he was talking about, that he probably wanted to coach, but he's like 42 years old. He don't think that it's over for him to play basketball, given the history of how, basketball came into his life. And I know people was talking about the fact that somebody said something because I said, it just seems like Lamar is just coasting along. And I was correct. He was just coasting along. You know what I'm saying? So he's okay with the grades that he get. And he explained why. He was good in school at one point, but then when his mom passed away, unfortunately, he just didn't give a fuck about school. So that's just what it is, So that's why he's okay with doing the minimum, and he still passes though. He's taking it serious to the point that he don't get kicked out or whatever. But I think he like being there, but he don't want to put forth more effort than he need to. That's what you feel what I'm saying? Like he's taking it serious to a certain extent, but not as serious like as a Big Slim or Frida and them. He's just happy to be there. I feel like he's just happy that he's getting these opportunities to just still be out there in the open after everything that happened to him, and people still want to see him to a certain extent, because I do like the fact that Lamar is still here, because that man could have been gone. That man could have been gone. There is no reason why he should be here, honestly, given all of the stuff that happened to him. When that man said he had, 6 heart attacks or some shit like that, oh my God, and all those strokes or whatever, and when he was in the hospital because of it was just a lot. So it's just a good thing that he is very much still here, and I'm loving the fact that he's in this positive headspace, okay? But buddy boy, I want you to leave Chloe alone, because I seen the latest headline. The latest headline talking about something. If she wanted another baby, she could have came to me. No. You're not going to get that lady back. She's still stuck on Tristan, okay? And honestly, I feel like she was stuck on Lamar a little bit when they got through, but not as much as she is on Tristan. But, sir, your time has come and it's gone. Let that go. Move on, okay? You should be glad to be out of that circus, okay? You need stability. You don't need all of that chaos, all right? But it was nice to see him with the basketball team thinking about coaching. When he told, when he was talking to Ray, and Ray was bigging him up, and he was like, yeah, if I want to be the coach or whatever, because, he want to do coaching for HBCUs if that's what he could do. He was like, maybe I want to go back on the court, and I feel like I still got some basketball playing in me. Girl, Ray J really woke up. He was like, what? He was dumbfounded. And I know he wanted to say, like, your old ass ain't finna come up there doing nothing. You got too many health problems or whatever. That's what it felt like he wanted to say. But Lamar, the basketball playing on a professional level has passed. You're literally too much of a liability health-wise. But the coaching thing is more up your alley, and I would love to see that for him, whether it's in the NBA, whether it's a HBCU. I would love to see that for him. And I did like the fact that Ray J said, don't be a player, try to be a boss and own a team, be Lamar owner, okay? I was like, well, shit, Ray, that's the only thing that I can give you on this episode. Then Dream come down there, and told him, bitch, a little birdie then told me that, bitch, you plagiarized that damn poem. He was like, first of all, I didn't plagiarize. It was a poem that my homeboy did, and I wanted to put it out there as something that, can inspire people, and is a little bit better than some little stupid shit that I probably would have came up with. I said, but that wasn't the assignment, and he was going around in a circle back and forth as to whether or not he plagiarized. And then he said he did, but then he said he didn't, but then he said he did. I said, sir, you did, okay? He was like, my homeboy is the one that wrote it. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy the one that recited it and everything. I said, child, they get to the basketball game. He's sitting there all of a sudden want to do his work. He want to do his work all of a sudden. I said, sir, it's too goddamn late for that. Okay, you up there studying at the basketball game? That was dumb, but okay, you should have stayed home if that's the case. Meanwhile, they finally gonna meet up at the end of the episode. They gonna meet up with their advisors, all right? I think this is like the last scene, or I should say the last week before they get their certificate to see if they graduate, and pass. But before that, they made up with another College Hill alum that has been in the media, just like Ray Cunningham had last week, Dorian Riedel, whatever his name is. I just say it like that because I really don't like him. We had a little tit back and forth, but hey, it is what it is. I really don't like him, but to each his own. Congratulations on the fact that he got his own little line out or whatever. I would never put down a person who, especially a black person, who was out here being successful. But it's some other shit that I just didn't like about him that went down, and we kind of got into a little back and forth on him. But that's neither here nor there. That was some time ago. I'm going to let that go. But congratulations. And it was good that he was able to talk to them. And it was about entrepreneurship. So it was good. So they go meet the advisors. They get their grades from the law school. Of course, Frida got an A. Slim got an A too, and Frida was not here for it. Frida was like, how the fuck you get an A and your ass was up there, got the shit wrong. You was up there talking, basically reading the shit, but Frida said, I think, okay, it's because he from Houston, he Big Slim, he this rapper. The judge probably got a little crush on him, and that's why she went on ahead and gave him that A. I said, to be honest, I kind of believe it, because even Nene was confused, because Nene got a B, okay? Nene got a B, I think India got a B, Lamar got a B minus, in the biology class that Big Slim had to make up because he had to leave. See, this is how you do it. You talk to him, at first they gave him an incomplete, and he wound up getting an A on it because he made it up. So that was nice. I was glad for that. What else went down? And of course, Dream, I think Dream got an A or a B on her thing or whatever. Everybody got good grades. Even Lamar, he got a B minus or whatever, and he was like, I'm not even a B student, so that was good for me. And of course, Ray J got a D. Ray J got a D, okay? And so they told Ray that the professor wanted to talk to him from African American Studies. And of course, she had to sit down and basically was like, what's going on with you? I hope everything is good. And he was like, yeah, everything is good. And she was like, I'm only asking this because you were supposed to be in class, and part of class is showing up. You barely showed up to any classes. This is probably the longest I'm talking to you. This whole time put together, it's like 20 minutes that I've had you in my presence, okay? And I said, that's kind of messed up. So what was he there for? He was there just to sleep in the house, probably get some sleep that he wasn't getting at home. That's probably what it felt like. And then after that, she talked about the whole play thing, the poem thing, and he was like, he didn't plagiarize. She was like, I already know that you did, because he said, well, I told you that I didn't write the poem. It was just something that I wanted to put out there that was like encouraging or whatever. And he wrote her that saying that he didn't write the poem or something like that. And, she was like, okay, cool, because I already know that you didn't write the poem. It took me less than 2 minutes to find the poem on YouTube, the person that actually wrote the poem, reciting it on YouTube. So I already know about that. But the assignment, he making it seem as though, she should be okay with the fact that he put out this poem that had a message, and he keep putting out there, well, I'm a songwriter, I can do this, I can do that. If you are a songwriter, you could have put out something that was meaningful, You ain't had to put out nothing that was degrading. You ain't had to put out nothing that was goofy. You could have, you just didn't want to use your brain. Because Slim is a songwriter. He writes his own raps. Dream writes her stuff. They both, all three of them, both of them, they put out stuff, Frida, they put out stuff that meant shit. This was right up your alley that you should have automatically been able to pass. But no, you took the easy way out because you wasn't taking this shit serious, and now it's came in the back to bite you in your ass. And, you know, I'm like, it ain't about reciting somebody else's work. The assignment was to something that was personal to you. That's what you were supposed to make a poem about. And so now he got to meet with the board to see what was going on, so he can't do anything else within the school, you know, class-wise, whatever. And 9 out of 10, he might get expelled, because plagiarism is a big thing, especially on a college level. That is a means for expulsion, you know. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see what goes on next week. Honestly, this is a good season. I do hope at this point that they do bring it back for another season, get a different set of celebrities and see how that go. Because I guess this is like an experimental thing to see if it's going to be successful. And I feel like it has. But I need them to get people that's going to be equally funny, equally into their work. Okay, they know how to balance it out. Yeah, we like the drama or whatever, but don't get a goofball like Ray J. Don't get a goofball like Ray J, because that shit, what he been doing, it's just been fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But y'all tell me how y'all feel. I'll see y'all later. Peace.